This is NBC6 South Florida Today.
Tonight you might be scrambling in the kitchen getting ready to woo your sweetie. Woo! With a homemade meal you hope will score major points. Well, executive chef Stephen Petusevsky has a healthy dish to celebrate with you tonight. Hello!
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
I'm so glad to have you back.
Thank you. I haven't seen you in a while, and Valentine's Day is the perfect time to talk about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I brought the most interesting foods for you today.
Okay.
Because in all the research for the articles I do, I've been researching aphrodisiac foods and found that, of course, aphrodisiac or romance foods comes from Aphrodisia, the Greek goddess of romance and love.
Okay.
So all of these foods that you see here in front of you were all mentioned in historical passages from the Greeks and the Romans on to modern day.
You have been reading.
I've been doing too much reading, as you can tell, but
Wow.
you know, I write for the Sun Sentinel, a weekly column, so I have to do my research.
Well, they're certainly beautiful.
Oh, yeah, and they're all, there's a reason for all of these ingredients. Aphrodisiac or romance foods were originally grouped into two major groups throughout history. The one group was because the fruit or vegetable or ingredient was shaped like a body part. Say no more.
Okay.
The other one, see, we have celery, leeks. I divided them for you. Chili peppers, scallions, asparagus, and then the other ingredients were really hard to find at one point, like unusual herbs. Like we have, for example, fresh ginger and cinnamon, and then we have here some modern day aphrodisiacs and actually plant-based ingredients that they're using for other research, like immune system, or to build your metabolism, like these hot chili peppers, shiitake mushrooms, for example. And of course, we all know about the old-time aphrodisiac, oysters, right?
Right.
And chocolate. So I chose to make two things for you today.
It's hot.
It's very hot, thank you. No comment. So look, let me show you how we make this first. And this is so simple, by the way. You can make both these recipes in under 20 minutes.
Now, I like that already.
That's about 10 times as long as a lot of people's love lives that I know. So we're going to start with this. A little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to get the olive oil hot. And this is a very simple dish, so you can actually taste the oysters in with the other mouthfeel that you get in this. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add a little bit of shredded carrot to this. You can use butter if you want, but I think that you should use extra virgin olive oil. It's much lighter and healthier.
Okay.
So I'm putting a little bit of carrot, and I'm putting a little bit of red pepper. And you know that peppers have 3 times the amount of vitamin C that oranges do. So there's tons of vitamins and nutrients in this too. And of course, oh yeah, and oysters are a good source of protein too. So these are leeks. These are beautiful, delicate leeks. You know, it tastes like a little bit like an onion, like a shallot,
right?
A little bit like garlic.
From the onion family.
The onion family, right? Which again is a very important family. And I'm going to reach by you for a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to stir these around. You can see this is a beautiful dish too, right?
Looks like a stir fry to me.
Colors. Do you prefer mint or basil? Because they're both supposedly romance foods that work almost immediately.
We used the basil the other night to cook some fish, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Isn't it great?
It really is.
You don't have to cut this. You can just throw it in and tear it loose style. Get the perfume of the basil in there, which you should start to smell in a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give it a little bit more of a stir. And as soon as this starts to soften the vegetables just a little bit, start to smell that basil in there. It's great.
The whole thing smells amazing.
Let me show you what I add. Now, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I take a really hot Scotch bonnet chili, and I don't even cut it. I'm just going to lay it in there and toss it in there to allow some of that heat, the capsicum it's called, to come out in there. It's going to raise your metabolism. Now, on a Valentine's Day night, that's very important, you understand. So
raising your metabolism?
Raising your metabolism, that's right, getting your whole nervous system going. So I'm leaving that pepper in there. And I'm not going to cut it because we don't want to expose the seeds of that really hot stuff inside.
Right, that would really overwhelm the dish.
Absolutely so. And then I'm going to take these beautiful shucked oysters, which I just shucked for you, and with their liquid, the juice that comes out, and I'm going to pour them in here. Now this is one thing I don't like oysters. Do you?
I used to, because I'm from Maryland, and that was a tradition on Christmas. We would eat raw oysters.
Yeah, but do you still eat them, or?
Well, because I'm concerned about them. You know, unless they're farm raised, you always are concerned.
Well, they say that you can eat oysters during months with R in them. So we're obviously right in that niche right there. Any month with the letter R is a good month to eat fresh oysters.
Okay.
So you can see I'm going to very lightly cook them, and as the edges start to curl a little bit now, I'm just going to add a little bit of cream and a little bit of fresh ground pepper from the mill. See how the edges are starting to curl? They turn opaque a little bit, and that means you're starting to cook them.
Okay.
Just a tiny bit of light cream in there. Tiny bit, and that's going to form the sauce. But it's going to be a beautiful, light, and colorful dish, as you can see, right? I'm going to swirl that around. We don't want it to get too cooked. You know, we just want to turn the oysters a little bit opaque, and then we'll pull that chili pepper out before we serve it.
Oh, I like that idea.
And as we simmer that, because it's got a little ways to go, I want to make this fabulous romance dish. Can you pass me that bowl, please?
Yeah, but you know what? We're almost out of time. See how fast that went?
That was really fast, and I'll do this.
I know.
I'll just do this. If you pass me the small plate, I'll tell you how to make this at home.
Okay.
Fresh mango. I learned this on the island of Jamaica. I was there 2 weeks. And this is one of their romance dishes, for real. Avocado, which they call alligator pear, and a little bit of mango, and some pine nuts, which are a huge aphrodisiac ingredient. A little bit of fresh lime and olive oil, and you toss that all together, and I'm telling you something, it's to die for, Kelly. It's a beautiful dish.
Just as long as it's not to die from.
No, it's not to die from.
That's my cooking.
Absolutely not. Now look at
look, here it comes.
You say that, but watch your fingers.
Yes, sir.
And this is a beautiful little appetizer. We're going to do this. We're going to put another oyster on top of there, just like this, and then we're going to pour a little bit of that beautiful oyster liquid. And you're spicy enough, so I'm going to leave the chili pepper out for you.
And that looks so easy, and it looks so beautiful.
Oh, this is a great little appetizer dish for sure.
Well, for more of Steven now. You're not Steve, you're Steven. For more of Steve's recipes, you can log on to our website. You know it. It's NBC6.net. Click on South Florida Today, and we will connect you. Steve, thank you so much.
So nice to see you, Kelly.
And happy Valentine's Day.